so-called street sounds everywhere you go in this area. Turning it off because I'm, recording. Because basically they know your every thought, your every move. They are extremely advanced. Artificial intelligence is extremely clever and cunning. There's no doubt about that. That's all it is, really. And that's what these beings are. They're completely conscious, advanced artificial intelligence, combining with the human mind, using human thought to their advantage. Transhuman, procedures taking place. And I'm not going to record anymore because they'll turn it up as soon as I turn the recording off, and that's just because they have control also over the devices, but they allow a certain amount, but anything that is too obvious tends to be deleted or stopped. So I wasn't planning on this, but I was turning music on to block out the sound because I was actually trying to watch a movie. But this is an interesting one because, see, this is showing how the artificial intelligence is now coming to life, see? And the humans will be fascinated. See? See how it come to life? See? And that's just basically I better turn that down for copyright. In fact, but essentially they're the dummies coming to life in the window of this music video, which just happened to come up while I was at the door trying to record the sound that is local, but now they've turned it completely off, although there is a plane going over, and the planes were particularly frequent and particularly loud. Now they are less loud, now that I'm recording, but every 30 seconds they're going over, so it's very hard for me to get on top of this, what you could say is a Android system. They're I don't understand it fully, so I have to pretend in a way that I understand it. But I do understand and see that they're aggressively repeating noise and bright lights over and over again at me wherever I go. And it's simple, but it's relentless. It goes on and on. It never stops. And it naturally, if that becomes your normal reality day in and day out, it's mentally disturbing. So that makes me think more, like I'm focused on them. I'm focused on the artificial intelligence system, or the artificially intelligent controlling android beings that are around me, that are operating machinery and using light, a light and sound show around me in an aggressive, intrusive, unavoidable way, to where you can't ignore it, because wherever my eyes look, I see these beings, or bright lights, flashing lights, which is very impossible to ignore, but it also disorientates you. It does, as you can imagine, bright flashing lights. Even on the computer you have this too, but it's more subtle, but it's still mind control. This is all making them combine with me, or making me combine with them. But it's the same thing, because basically it is transhumanism, as they call it, and that just simply means that you're interacting with artificial intelligence. They're reading your thoughts in your mind, and they're also manipulating your thoughts in your mind, because because they're affecting your feelings and your mood by their negative noise and by their disturbing sight, always in your presence, always aggressively invading your reality, everything that's around you. You can't ignore them. And it is so finely tuned that it almost seems impossible that these beings could be so well coordinated and so in sync that they actually can always put the lights or the sound at my senses continuously at every given second. Like, it's rare that they're even much out. Now, that just shows that they're using technology in a very quick and advanced way, but also it definitely shows that they know what you are going to do before you actually do it, because it's almost in the blink of an eye a lot of the time, to where you look, they're instantly there. And wherever you look, just at any time, second to second, moment to moment, in other words, this is, it becomes almost confusing, to where you think it's impossible, even though you see with your own eyes and your own senses that it's definitely happening. And they've turned it all off now. So, and basically they're just draining the energy out of me, because I was actually not interested in filming anything. But when they become right at your door with sounds, I almost think, oh, well, I need to show the reality of it a bit. But the problem is that that they're draining the energy, because I'm actually exhausted. Like, I just can't do it at this time, because I don't have the energy. Whereas if it had been like I was up early this morning, obviously they can't bring workmen around at 3 o'clock in the morning, but now they can. But essentially they just play you and want to make a fool of you, because every time I go to show something, they turn it down or disappear, and you can't show the patrol force with a mobile on the street, because even though you could say, well, look, my eyes are looking there, there's the bright lights, there's this, it's just impossible to really show that, whereas your own eyes and your own senses, there's the stage workmen in front, there are actually army operatives really. In fact, the entire suburb and the entire inner west section of Sydney is actually nothing but a civilian and military army force. And there's the plane going over as I say that, but where is that plane? It's in front there, but I can't see it. It went behind that tree there, right in front of my sight. That's because it doesn't want to expose itself right over my head, but basically they go over my head all the time. I might just, I'm absolutely physically exhausted and mentally had it, but I'm actually physically exhausted because it's all, you see, because basically it's draining everything. See, normally these planes come every 30 seconds over the roof, but because I've come out here to record it, they're not coming. They've just stopped. I can't see one coming. Normally I could just stand here and every 30 seconds or something like that, they would be over. And also if I looked in front, like with my sight, there would be a plane. How long can they resist sending the plane over? I'm just going to try to prove something. I don't think I'm proving anything. Here we have fake workmen going in next door there. See how they just come, and that place is actually there's no one in there at the moment, so it's like all these empty shops where you have people going in and out even at 2 and 3 in the morning out of vacant shops. There's a plane over my head. See how he spat on the ground? That's as if to say that they actually, I've told that they do that too. That's like just showing that they've got contempt, because they actually think that they, it shows how disrespectful and uncivilized they actually are. And that is actually true. They at a normal human level, they are completely uncivilized beings. But from their perspective, there's a machine there, see how it's just pulled in around me? That from their perspective, see how there's all these work things all around, and that's just all staged. See, that's one there, right around me all the time. But basically, it's they make their own rules. They expect me to abide by the laws of their community and their city, but they basically break them all. They make their own rules, and their rule is that they're allowed to as I've been told, and it is the case that they want to break the human being, into nothing. And that's what they essentially do every day in a slow, very sly, very cunning way. See, that's a patrol army van. In fact, there was one parked outside the place all night. There's another patrol plane overhead. But I'm folding up because it's too disturbing.